Hi guys and welcome back to Cricket Caviar and it's Jayasuriya, Jayasuriya. In that mythological TV shows in India where Narad Muni used to come and say Narayana, Narayana. And I think in Sri Lanka people should just chant Jayasuriya, Jayasuriya. We had Sanath Jayasuriya and now we have Prabhat Jayasuriya again glorifying the surname of Jayasuriya. And what a start to his test career, Prabhat Jayasuriya. So, going chronologically against Australia, he has taken 6 for 118, 6 for 59 in the second innings, 5 for 82 versus Pakistan, 4 for 135 in a match where Abdullah Shafiq played a brilliant 150 in the chase, 3 for 80 and 5 for 117. So there has been just two instances out of the six innings where he has failed to pick a fifer, and those have been the innings where he has picked a four or three wickets. So coming to the test match now, it was an amazing test series between Pakistan and Sri Lanka. We saw some amazing knocks. One of the best test knocks of my life I've ever seen is Babar Azam making that 118 at Gaul Stadium. All test matches being played at Gaul Stadium. But Babar Azam, what a class knock it was. Sri Lanka set 222 and Pakistan, they were 85 for 7 when Shaheen Shah Afridi got out. And then there was Babar Azam just batting at the score of 24. And accompanying him was Hassan Ali and the other tailenders. Babar could have easily gone for his shots. He could have played outrageous strokes, gone for sixes, gone for the big hits, but no, he stayed calm. He kept rotating the strike. He trusted Hassan Ali. He trusted Yashir Shah. He gave them enough strike. They responded well to him. He was slowly able to build these partnerships, frustrating Sri Lanka, carrying on his merry way, playing some smooth butter like shots to all corners of the ground, especially the flick, the on drive, the cuts, the cover drives. They were just magnificent to watch. And Babar Azam, from the score of 24, when they were 85 for 7, carried Pakistan to a total of 218, and he reached his century. He formed some beautifully, he played beautifully with the tail. He started farming the strike when Nasim Shah or lower order batsmen, really tailenders, came in. He started farming the strike also. He was giving them strike on the fourth ball, fifth ball. That was one of the best knocks I've ever seen in my life. So hats off Babar Azam for that knock. Test cricket at its best. Test cricket at its best on a turning pitch. Test batting at its best. Rarely I have seen people play such kind of trusting their defense, taking singles, taking twos, hitting out at the fast bowlers, hitting three fours consecutively, then again slowing down against the spinners, rotating the strike to the tailenders, farming the strike, not farming the strike, trusting the tailender enough. He had the exact balance in that knock. But that knock got overshadowed. And what a surprise! It was Abdullah Shafiq, the partner in crime. Abdullah Shafiq is on a good roll now. He has played some good innings against Australia also. And when they had this total to chase 344, all thanks to Chandimal, first of all, let's not forget Sri Lanka were in a similar position. They were like 133 for 8, and Chandimal and Thikshana had dragged Sri Lanka to a total of 222. And in the second innings, again, it was Chandimal along with Niroshan Dikwela, who has had a weird kind of career. He has had 23 50s, but no centuries. I don't know how he does it, that he plays weird strokes, tricky strokes, reverse sweep, slog sweep. He's quite experimental, quite chirpy behind the stumps. He always starts shouting Allaga, Allaga whenever this catch goes up in the air. And some brilliant catches have been taken in this series. Kushal Mendes, Oshada Fernando, uh, standing at short leg, they've been grabbing some, eye catches. They have been grabbing some really good catches. And Kumar Dharmasena is always found on the wrong side. He's had a terrible series. Sri Lankan players have been cursing him. He's always giving the umpire's call against the Sri Lankan team. But I guess Babar also needs to thank his luck. He was dropped on one in that innings. Abdullah Shafiq played a brilliant knock in that chase, 340. He paced his innings perfectly. 160 he made in that innings, forming partnerships with Babar, who was cleaned up by a beauty from Jayasuriya, bowled round the wicket, round his legs, and Rizwan played his part. I was surprised Fawad Alam was not in the first test team. I was expecting him to also play, but they found some able partners. Azhar Ali failed, but still Pakistan managed to chase that total comfortably, quite comfortably. And it has become a trend that since England started playing baseball, fourth innings totals are being chased down easily. And it makes you wonder if the trend of Test cricket is changing, whether the teams will now like to bat second. So that's one development that's been happening. But coming to the second test, Prabhat Jayasuriya, my goodness, Prabhat Jayasuriya. Now, how did he come to into the scene? Prabhat Jayasuriya, it is all luck. How this luck favored Prabhat Jayasuriya. 1.5 year back, he was rejected by Mickey Arthur, who was then the Sri Lankan coach. Now, Mickey Arthur is known to be a very strong-headed guy who will not uh, compromise his standards, not compromise his ideals in any way. This guy got fixated on Prabhat Jayasuriya, but he did not allow him to play Test cricket because he could not clear the yo-yo or the beep test for fitness. He was considered unfit to play Test cricket. Though he picked a lot of wickets in domestic cricket, in Sri Lankan first class cricket, he was not able to make the team. It was Lasith Embuldeniya who made the team. Lasith Embuldeniya had a good series against England, even though Joe Root took England home in that series and won England that series. I mean, Lasith Embuldeniya had a perfect series. And Lasith Embuldeniya then kept on playing. He was rising through the rankings. He came to India and here he got a finger injury. And that was where Prabhat Jayasuriya's luck changed. I mean, Prabhat Jayasuriya made a fortunate debut coming from a small town in Sri Lanka. He came to Colombo. He was not financially strong. He had to seek help from his friends, coaches. It's a rags to riches story. I mean, he's not rich, but he will be one day. He bowled beautifully. He was flighting the ball. He was bowling it quicker. He was bowling the arm ball. He was causing that doubt in the batsman's head. Aksar Patel had a similar start against England on much turning pitches. These were also quite the turners that they made in Sri Lanka. But what a start, Prabhat Jayasuriya, the way he has bowled to Babar. I mean, it was fascinating to watch Babar Azam versus Prabhat Jayasuriya. Babar Azam, Prabhat Jayasuriya. It was a fascinating contest. He got a support act from Ramesh Mendis, who's an excellent all-rounder. Ramesh Mendis copped a lot of criticism in the first test when Pakistan chased down that 342 total. Sri Lankan commentators were actually saying that Dhananjay De Silva is actually bowling better than Ramesh Mendis, who's more of a bowling all-rounder than Dhananjay De Silva. Because Dhananjay De Silva is a batting all-rounder. But actually, in the second test, Ramesh Mendis was spot on, bowled beautiful deliveries. I mean, amazing. And Sri Lanka then dominated. Chandimal has come back after 10 years. He's delivering the consistency that Sri Lankan cricket fans have been dreaming for the last 10 years. He was once touted as Sri Lanka's Virat Kohli, but after that, his career was nowhere, and now he's come back again. He's delivering those knocks consistently, 50 plus scores, a big double hundred against Australia, game changing double hundred. But yeah, Chandimal has been consistent, and Dhananjay De Silva came to good in the second innings, punishing Pakistan bowlers who were missing Shaheen Shah Afridi. Now, how do you miss a fast bowler on a turner? Because he's just Shaheen Shah Afridi, and he picked a 4 for in the first innings of the first test match. Probably they needed Shaheen Shah Afridi because the spinners were not good enough. They were not as consistent as the Sri Lankan spinners in terms of accuracy, line, and length. Nawaz is again a batting all-rounder. I feel Noman Ali was not as consistent as Prabhat Jayasuriya, was not having the guile, the flight, just not having the same quality. And Prabhat Jayasuriya and Ramesh Mendis just ran through Pakistan's lineup. Babar Azam's support act went totally missing in this series. Babar's greatness actually I felt was on display in this series. He played fantastic 119, then backed it up with a 50 with Abdullah Shafiq, then another 81 today on a pitch that was spitting. It was spitting, and Babar made an 81 here also. Just goes on to show Babar's greatness and his range of shots, his ease of playing, his style. I'm just impressed by Babar Azam. As an Indian, I would compare him to Virat Kohli, but honestly, Virat Kohli has had a long career, and um, Babar will surely catch up to him. Now it seems he will surely be able to at least get close to Virat Kohli stats. But Prabhat Jayasuriya, coming to Prabhat Jayasuriya, again bowling beautifully in the fourth innings, and today they came and they needed 9 wickets. There was a threat of bad light. 3 hours had been already lost due to bad light. But Prabhat Jayasuriya, the man, he wrapped Pakistan up and ate it for dessert. I mean, that was just beautiful bowling by him. 4 wickets before lunch, 5 wickets after 30 minutes of lunch, and brilliant by Sri Lanka. Credit to Dhananjay De Silva, Chandimal, Babar, Asad Shafiq, all not Asad Shafiq, Abdullah Shafiq, all of them actually played very well on the pitch, which was turning. Um, and good support from the lower order, I would say. Hassan Ali, Yasir Shah. Yasir Shah bowled a beauty to Kusal Mendes that I'll remember for a long, long time. That was a beauty, and people are comparing that to the ball of the century. Sri Lanka has had a good leg now. They are now third into the WTC table, and they don't they still stand a chance of qualifying. Let's be honest, because Bangladesh beat New Zealand in New Zealand, and Sri Lanka need to do something similar now to qualify for the World Test Championship finals to be in the contention, because it's quite sure that Australia and South Africa have some tough tours. So they'll be struggling. So Sri Lanka has a chance, and what a surprise it will be. Like, no one expected Sri Lanka to, it's kind of a revival. And the main causes of this revival is Dinesh Chandimal. Angelo Matthews is not the Angelo Matthews he was there. Angelo Matthews has carried Sri Lankan team actually for quite a long time, since Kumar Sangakkara and Mahela Jayawardene, Tilak Ratne, Dilshan, all these Sri Lankan legends retired. It was Angelo Matthews who was carrying both the white ball and red ball team. Now Angelo Matthews is just playing the red ball format. He gets a bit itchy to play his shots. I think he gets out quite often playing shots. But hats off to Dinesh Chandimal. He's contributing again. He's contributing big time. Remember the 168 he made against India in Gaul and won that match when Sri Lanka were trailing India by 192, and then Herath bowled India out for 115. I mean, same thing he did against Australia in Gaul again. 200 when Australia had already scored 364. Smith and Labuschagne both scored centuries, and Dinesh Chandimal just blew them, bulldozed them with a double hundred. And that was just another brilliant classic knock. Even though Nathan Lyon bowled really well, I felt Dinesh Chandimal was taking his risks, taking his chances, going against the spin, hitting him everywhere. And that was just beautiful to see. And I want to also remind you guys that Cameron Green actually got a man of the match in Sri Lanka. He was not even supposed to play. In my 11, Josh Hazelwood would play ahead of him. I never thought Cameron Green would be able to succeed in such conditions, but Cameron Green formed a partnership with Alex Carey, and then Travis Head out of nowhere comes on to bowl, and Travis Head took 4 wickets in for 10 runs in the second innings, and he was just amazing that day. He bowled off spin with in swing, and that is a dangerous combination, my friends. If you bowl off spin with in swing, he bowled Chandimal for a absolutely beautiful of a delivery. And then he got Dhananjay De Silva with a ball that did not spin. It was just in swing. So it was great fun covering up and seeing these 4 test matches. We saw the rise of Prabhat Jayasuriya again. I can't say less about Prabhat Jayasuriya's impact. It's been amazing leg of cricket in Sri Lanka, and all the 4 tests in Gaul, and all 4 have produced very different kind of cricket. The teams batting second have actually won twice now. Yeah, the teams batting second have won 3 times out of 4 actually. So the logic that we used to say, in fact, no, the teams batting second have won all the test matches. They have simply won all the test matches. So the logic that was there, key In Sri Lanka, you need to bat first, make use of the first innings. So if you see, Australia won batting second, Sri Lanka won batting second, Pakistan won batting second, and now only in this test match it was so 75% times team batting second one, and that's a great thing. And obviously, another great thing, all four batters got the man of the match, which was Carey, Chandimal, Abdullah Shafiq, and Dhananjay De Silva. So all man of the matches were given to batsmen on a pitch that was stunning. Of course, Prabhat Jayasuriya winning the man of the series, absolutely well deserved, and that bodes great things for Pakistan and makes World Test Championship a lot more interesting. Man, Travis Head, I'll always remember that ball and Yasir Shah's ball. Great takeaways, and Babar Azam's knock, one for the ages. Really loved it. And of course, Manas Labushan finally getting his first away century. He could not get it in Pakistan, but he got it here. But he would have loved to win them that second test match or saved them the second test match, where Prabhat Jayasuriya was just killing them with the arm balls. And he varies his length very brilliantly. He sometimes bowls Yorker. He does all kind of crazy things. So hats off Prabhat Jayasuriya, hats off Babar Azam, hats off Dinesh Chandimal, hats off Dhananjay De Silva, stand-in captain. Dimut Karunaratne injured. He played a great knock. Everyone was saying it's a late declaration, but no, it didn't prove to be. Hats off for Sri Lanka to batting on that third innings on such a turning track. That was awesome. Thank you guys. Keep tuning to Cricket Caviar, and that's it. We'll be bringing more live cricket and cricket updates. Thank you.